What if I told you that a breakthrough technology could spot the signs of dementia almost 2 years before a doctor can? Not with a brain scan, not with some complicated test, but just by listening to your voice. It's happening. And today, we're diving into exactly how this AI works. By the way, if you're into AI and tech that's changing the world, hit that like and subscribe button for App Brand Tech Auth right now so you don't miss what's next. So let's start with this wild idea. That smart speaker sitting on your counter, the one you ask for the weather or to play your favorite songs. What if it could be listening for something much, much more important? What if it could pick up on the earliest, most subtle signs of dementia a year and a half before a formal diagnosis? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, it's a lot closer than you might. To really understand why this technology is so critical, we gotta zoom out and look at the big picture. We're in the middle of a huge demographic shift. I mean, the entire world is getting older, and that is creating a massive challenge for, well, everyone. And when I say massive, I mean it. Just look at this number. The World Health Organization estimates that by 2050, we're going to have 2.1 billion people over the age of 60. That's more than a fifth of the entire planet's population. This isn't some far-off problem. It's right here, right now, and it demands some seriously innovative solutions. And that, of course, is where AI steps in. Look, the idea of AI helping out with senior care isn't just a futuristic concept. It's already happening. It's working quietly behind the scenes, almost like a digital member of the care team. For example, think about managing medications. It can get really complicated with different pills at different times. Well, AI-powered smart dispensers can handle that. They can give reminders, pop out the right dose at the right time, and even ping a family member if a dose is missed. This is huge for reducing dangerous errors. And then there's safety. Falls are a huge risk. But now you've got AI systems that act like a digital safety net. Using just a camera, computer vision can actually recognize the specific motion of a person falling. If it sees one, boom, it automatically calls for help. And the person doesn't even have to be wearing a special device. Now, these are amazing solutions, for sure, but they're reactive. They respond after something has already happened. A missed pill, a fall. The real game changer? The holy grail is prediction. What if AI could spot the signs of a problem before it turns into a crisis? And that brings us to this truly groundbreaking idea that our voice contains hidden clues about the health of our brain. This incredible research looked at whether tiny, almost unnoticeable changes in how we speak could actually be an early warning sign for cognitive decline. And why is that so important? I mean, what's the big deal about catching it early? Well, the researchers said it perfectly themselves. Getting an early warning is everything. With diseases like dementia, it opens up this critical window of time where interventions might actually be able to slow things down, preserving a person's quality of life for that much longer. Okay, now here's the part that really blew my mind. Where did they find the data for this? You'd think it would be in a lab with people reading specific sentences, right? Nope. They found it in the simple, everyday commands people give to a voice assistant. Things like, what time is it? Or play some jazz. They analyzed thousands of these little interactions over an 18-month period. Incredible. All right, so how does this actually work? How does an AI listen to thousands of casual questions about the weather and somehow find hidden signals of cognitive change? Let's break down how it decodes that signal. It basically comes down to a four-step process. First, it just gathers all that voice data over time. Then it splits the analysis into two streams. It looks at the linguistic features, the actual words and grammar, and the acoustic features, the sound of the voice itself. And here's the magic trick. A powerful AI called a transformer model looks at all of this data over the entire 18 months, hunting for subtle patterns of change that a human ear would never, ever catch. So an easy way to think about this is the what versus the how. The linguistic features are what you're saying, the words you choose, how complex your sentences are. The acoustic features are how you're saying it, your pitch, tiny hesitations, the rhythm of your speech. The AI needs both sides of that coin to build a complete picture. So, the big question is, did it work? You bet it did. The model hit 73.80% accuracy in spotting mild cognitive impairment, which is often the very first step on the road to dementia. For a system that's totally passive and uses data that's being collected anyway, that is a seriously impressive number. It's a huge proof of concept. So let's zoom out one last time. This technology is incredibly exciting, but it also kicks open the door to a much bigger conversation about the future. What does it actually mean to live in a world where our own devices might be constantly listening for signs that we're getting sick? You know, you really have this clear balance of promise and peril. On one hand, the promise is huge: early detection, personalized care, more independence. But the perils are just as real. Who owns this incredibly personal voice data? What if the AI gets it wrong and causes a ton of unnecessary anxiety? And are the people who need this most going to be comfortable even using the technology? These are not easy questions. So ultimately, the tech is moving at lightning speed, but it leaves us with this massive critical question. As a society, are we actually ready for this? Are we prepared to handle the ethical maze that comes with a future of constant passive health monitoring? I would genuinely love to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for diving into this with me.